There's an old saying that goes, "What goes round comes around." And today, that saying has just knocked on the door of the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. The internet is absolutely buzzing, not just because a big politician has been arrested, but because of the supreme irony of who is currently sitting in a detention cell. The headline you saw is real, and the story behind it is one for the history books. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, may still be fighting his legal battles, but his supporters are calling today a massive victory. A victory delivered not by the courts, but by karma itself. Nasir El-Rufai, the man who once openly celebrated Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, the man who laughed and called for the crushing of agitators, has now been picked up by the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over a staggering 432 billion naira fraud allegation. Let us go straight to the details of this explosive development. It was a chaotic scene in Abuja as operatives of the DSS swooped in. We're not talking about a polite invitation to drink tea. This was a serious operation. The allegations against El-Rufai have been building up for 2 years, ever since the Kaduna State House of Assembly indicted his administration for siphoning over 423 billion naira, a figure that has now been adjusted to 432 billion naira as more files are opened. But the EFCC is not the only one interested in him. The DSS has joined the party, and this is where it gets dangerous. Reports indicate that El-Rufai is facing questions about national security breaches, specifically concerning the alleged wiretapping of top federal officials. But why is everyone screaming karma? Let's take a trip down memory lane. Do you remember when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and extradited to Nigeria? It was a dark day for his followers, but for El-Rufai, it was a day of joy. He came out boldly and said, "I was very happy Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. I dey happy when I hear about Kanu arrest, and I congratulate the federal government. This na person wey dey fan violence for Nigeria, and a good thing for him to face justice." He mocked the situation, gloating over a man who was in chains. Today, those same chains are rattling in El-Rufai's direction. The man who congratulated the government for arresting Kanu is the one the government is now arresting. It is a plot twist that no movie director could have scripted better. The sheer scale of the money involved is enough to make you dizzy. To put that in perspective, that amount could build hundreds of schools, equip hospitals across the north, or fix the terrible roads that claim lives daily. Instead, it is allegedly missing, traced to suspicious contracts and withdrawals during his 8 years as governor. The Kaduna Assembly report was very detailed, accusing his administration of unauthorized withdrawals and loans that mortgaged the future of the state. For a man who prided himself on being a technocrat, a reformer, and the giant of the north, this is a humiliating fall from grace. He is now facing the same cold hard floor of a detention facility that he wished upon others. Now, before we dig deeper into what the DSS is doing with him right now, I have a small favor to ask. If you are enjoying this breakdown and you want to keep getting the real gist that the mainstream media is too scared to tell you, please go ahead and smash that like button. It tells YouTube that this story matters. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the update on whether he gets bail or spends the night in the cell. We are tracking this minute by minute. The involvement of the DSS changes everything. Usually, financial crimes are for the EFCC, but when the secret police get involved, it means the government sees you as a threat to the state. We are hearing whispers that his recent political moves, aligning with opposition figures and criticizing the current administration, have been flagged as subversive. It's ironic, isn't it? El-Rufai accused Nnamdi Kanu of fanning violence and being a threat to the nation. Now, the federal government is looking at El-Rufai and saying, "You are the threat." The hunter has become the hunted. Social media is having a field day. The supporters of Nnamdi Kanu are flooding the timelines with "I told you so." They are pointing out that while Nnamdi Kanu has stood firm in his beliefs despite years of incarceration, El-Rufai is now facing humiliation for what looks like pure greed and power hunger. The contrast is sharp. One man is in jail for demanding self-determination for his people. The other is being grilled for allegedly emptying the treasury of his people. We also have to talk about the political betrayal here. El-Rufai was a key pillar of the APC. He helped bring this government to power. He was the one who insisted that power must shift to the south. Yet today, the very government he helped install is the one signing his arrest warrant. It teaches a very valuable lesson about power. It is transient. No one stays on top forever. When El-Rufai was making those comments about Kanu, he felt untouchable. He felt he owned the system. But the system has no friends, only interests. As soon as his interests clashed with the Oga at the top, the protection vanished. As he sits in that interrogation room, likely being asked to explain where the 432 billion naira went, one wonders if his mind is flashing back to his own words. Does he still think it is a good thing for a person to face justice? Because justice is staring him in the face right now, and it does not look friendly. The EFCC has reportedly gathered terabytes of evidence, bank transfers, property documents, and testimonies from his former aides who have turned against him to save their own skins. The coming days are going to be critical. Will he be paraded like a common criminal? Will we see the mugshot that will break the internet? Or will a political solution be found to hush this up? Given the severity of the DSS involvement, a quiet settlement looks unlikely. This feels personal. It feels like a message is being sent to everyone in the political class. If we can pick up El-Rufai, we can pick up anyone. For the people of Kaduna State, this is a moment of mixed feelings. Many are demanding accountability for the years of death and mismanagement. For the supporters of Nnamdi Kanu, it's a moment of vindication, a sign that the universe has a way of balancing the scales. And for El-Rufai, it's the longest birthday of his life, a day that started with cake and ended with a caution statement. We will remain stationed at the DSS headquarters and the Federal High Court to bring you the first images of him if he is brought to trial. This is not just news, this is a lesson in humility. Watch your words when you are in power, because you never know when you will be the one in the dock.